What is going on, guys? KrysticGames here. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. We are glad to have you. Welcome to Monday Chill Commentaries, where every Monday we put on a random gameplay and talk about a topic. It could be serious, it could be funny, it could be random, but since Monday's the hardest day of the week, we just kind of chill out and vibe with each other. Maybe throw in some comments or personal life situations or stories, but anyways, we're gonna get right into it. Oh, and I know I missed one or two Monday Chill Commentaries, alright? Yeah, the streak is over. We know. The only excuse I have is that my AC was out and it was inside the house was literally like almost 90 degrees, all right? And if I had my PC running, oh my gosh, it was almost 100 degrees. But I know that's no excuse. But we're rocking and rolling every Monday again. And also I noticed that if I don't have a topic, I'm not going to force a topic, right? I feel like these things just come to me. I don't know. I know I've said that in the first one, but I'm just reiterating that. So all of these are definitely not forced. It's something that's either been on my mind or just popped in my head one day. But anyways, the topic of this Monday Chill Commentary is going to be being comfortable with being alone. And I feel like this is always on my mind, so I feel like I talk about it a lot, but I don't really talk about it that much. It's just kind of my personality. You know when you have a personality, you are in your own brain, so you're constantly like, bro, this is crazy, or like, oh wow, I'm doing really well in this area, but like nobody hears your thoughts but you're always like, so in a way I'm always like, wow, this is crazy how like well I'm doing, like this is wild to me, like it's new but it's good, you know what I mean? So yeah, being comfortable with being alone, and I say that as to not in the sense of like just isolate yourself, you know. I do believe there's different kinds of being alone, right? There's the alone where you like don't want to go outside for a specific reason, right? You don't want to make friends, you isolate yourself, and that's the thing too. I've been through both aspects of it, right? And that's like really hard to get out of, right? You got to figure it out, like how to get out of that situation. I'm talking about like just being comfortable being with yourself, you know what I mean? I feel like that's huge, and I feel like I've been blessed that I've kind of grew up like this. At the time I didn't know it was a blessing, but now like as getting older and you're kind of like evaluating your life, and like you look around and you kind of see the differences in adults and young adults, and you kind of start to see how they were brought up and how people were either treated as a child, what they went through, you know what I mean? Little things start to show, right? Little things start to show in yourself and the people around you, where it's like, okay, I need to work on this area in my life, or oh, this area I've got a pretty good handle on, or I could improve here, I can improve there. And I would never come and speak on a topic that I feel like I need to work on, right? If anything, I'll come on here and tell y'all, yo, I'm really struggling with this, I need to work on this. Anybody got any tips? But I do feel confident enough that I could be by myself and be comfortable, like in this state of mind I'm talking about. I think I've kind of mastered that, you know what I mean? But you could always get better, so obviously, yeah, so I think this is really important, especially in today's day and age of social media. Just growing up, I've always been kind of like by myself, right? And I know there's people out there because there's like a whole community of us, right? But it's kind of crazy because no one knows that there's a community because we're all just chilling by ourselves or with a few friends, right? But I feel like the people that are alone, we're really dialed in, you know what I'm saying? Like we're really tuned in with our emotions, keeping ourselves in check, what's going on, maybe even too much. It could be like, wow, this is overwhelming, kind of thing. I don't know. So you got to kind of find that balance of being comfortable with yourself, being comfortable with judgment, being comfortable with kind of like, you know, embarrassment, being comfortable with like the cringiness, being comfortable with being wrong, being comfortable with not winning an argument, being comfortable just chilling, literally just chilling, you know what I mean? I feel like that takes a special kind of experience in itself, you know what I mean? And I've been talking to some people lately, and the conversations that I've had with these types of people that are kind of like me and like myself are amazing, you know what I mean? Like they're the types of people that you can have a conversation with and really vibe with for like a couple days, a few days, and maybe along the way someone gets distracted, right? Maybe that person has a family issue, right? Or maybe they're going through something in their life and they can't really text you like how they used to text you. No one's freaking out, you know what I mean? We're both kind of doing our own things, and they come back like, hey man, I'm sorry bro, like I was going through some things, but I know I ghosted you, but yeah, I'm free this weekend, you know what I mean, type of thing. And then the other person's like, hey, no problem. Like, I got stuff to do too. You know what I mean? Another thing that got me thinking about this was there was a couple of TikToks that I was watching, and it was like having a partner or significant other with no hobbies is like a full-time job. And I'm like, bro, that is so true. You're like constantly trying to be this person's hobby in a way. You're trying to be interesting 24/7. You're trying to be like, think about a movie or a game or like art or painting, right? You're constantly trying to seek dopamine through said hobby, whether you realize it or not. And you love it. You love to do it, right? Whether you love to paint, whether you love to like draw, whether you love to make music, whether you just love gaming, whether you love TV shows, making movies, whatever your hobby is, or the thing that you love to do. You know, that could be working out, running, going on walks. You have a business that you love and you kind of work at, you know what I'm saying? This YouTube thing. You're constantly trying to get satisfaction from it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing it, right? You wouldn't like to do it, and you wouldn't be doing it for free. And relationships should be free. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be constantly trying to get dopamine out of a person and trying to get interest from your person. That's like something that marketing people do, and that's why business marketing is a thing, because you're constantly trying to figure out your audience. You're constantly trying to be like, okay, how can I make my product better? And I feel like in a relationship that does not work, and that is so exhausting. Oh my gosh, let me cook. For example, today, Black Ops 7, the new Call of Duty, and Battlefield 6, they're kind of competing with each other, and Battlefield 6 is winning, right? Call of Duty is doing all these things to try to get the audience hooked back to Call of Duty, right? They're getting rid of skill-based matchmaking a little bit. You know what I mean? They're kind of easing up. They got rid of like the movement. They're changing their movement around. Hopefully they get rid of different skins. Kind of that thing, right? They're like, hey, this isn't working. Our audience is losing interest in us. We have to change to get their approval. We have to do something. I feel like, oh my gosh, if you think about that in a relationship, whether that's your friend, your sister, your mom, your dad, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, anything in that sort of realm is just not it. You know, I feel like human interaction should be the basic type of free, non-conditional thing that you could have, because we're all living life for the first time, you know what I mean? And that's what I kind of mean. If you're used to being alone, if you're good with being alone, you will recognize this so quick. Like, it is so quick to recognize when someone's just using you, or if someone doesn't want to be alone. It is so easy to recognize that once you're in that spot where it's like, look, like, I know you're a person, but you're really like just draining me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't need your validation or approval to make myself feel good. So what is this? All I'm doing is pouring into you and you're just taking from me. Like, this is not it. And if you were a person that was like, okay, in order for this person to stay around, I have to pour everything into this relationship, into this friendship. I have to do certain things for them to be in my life. Oh man, screw that. And I feel like eventually everybody gets to that point. It's just that some people get to that point faster than others. And I was at this point growing up, right? And then there was like 3 or 4 years there where I just got lost, right? And I feel like we all get lost at some point. I can genuinely say I was definitely lost, confused, didn't know what was right or wrong, didn't know what to do. I was just in my own head, but at the same time, I was in that constant state of like the company, trying to please my audience. I was just, who am I? I'm trying to be someone to please someone. I just done lost the plot, you know what I'm saying? But now I have both sides of the coin, right? I know who I am, I know who I'm not. And I feel like that's really important. If you can find who you are without the middle part of it, like I had to go through, I feel like that's the key. And I feel like seeing people do that, right? Those are the people that are very straight edged, right? But I don't know if everybody has their breaking point. I do know a few of those people that had their breaking point. And maybe along the way, you're like, man, these people, you know, they're getting straight A's, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're doing that. And you're just looking from afar, right? You're like, wow, they people, but you never know what's really going on inside their heads, right? Or you never know how they were raised or whatever. And sometimes they just snap. Then all of a sudden you're like, bro, who are you? But anyways, all this is going to say, like, be comfortable with being alone so you can view the world in your own head and not in the state of being like, how do I please people to get them to stay? Let me cook, guys. I feel like this is so important for you to understand that everybody is only about themselves except the people who are not. Oh my gosh, let me cook. Yo, so what I mean by that is that you know who you are when you're like, yo, I really want the best for everybody. I don't want to make people feel bad. I don't want to use them. If I am, please let me know. You know what I mean? And I feel like today, in this day and age, I still mess up on that, right? I was talking to this person the other day, and I noticed that I didn't really talk to them for like 2 days, right? I kind of left them hanging, right? And I was like, hey, let me address this situation. And I kind of was like, yo, I'm sorry if you felt like I just like ghosted you. That was not my intention. Like, I was just editing, and it got late, and then I just forgot. Like, I forget these types of things, right? And I'm like, that's on me, that's my bad, that has nothing to do with you. I just forgot. It's not like I just quit texting you and was like talking behind your back or something like that. And like, they were ultimately like, oh no, that's totally cool, I understand, like, I see you working hard and stuff like that. I constantly am like, bro, whether you're doing it subconsciously or with intention, like that one I was doing without the intention of hurting others, but I might have hurt someone, right? Or I might have been like, wow, he just ghosted me, I thought we were having a good conversation. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the light that people see as much as I can, right? I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm gonna make mistakes, and we're all gonna make mistakes, right? But I know there's one person out there who's not comfortable being alone, and maybe they need to see, hey, why is Krystic always so happy all the time? He must have a lot of friends. It's like, bro, no, I'm happy because I have the bestest friend, right? And that's like my relationship with myself, right? Getting to know myself, what I like, what I don't like, the type of people I want to associate with to help me grow. This also goes to the fact I've had the same Instagram account since it first dropped, right? Since Instagram first came out. And over the past like 2 or 3 days, I've been deleting people that I've been following, right? And you know, when you first get an Instagram, like back in the day, I'm following like TV shows I don't even watch anymore. I'm following all this stuff, right? And I'm just cleaning up my stuff because like sometimes like those accounts get hacked, or sometimes, you know, they may have been about something else. Now they're about a whole different subject. I have people on my Instagram that like are just not in my life anymore, and we're both following each other. I'm like, what is this? So I took a long thought process to myself, right? Because right now I'm in the process of like this content creation thing. There comes a point where you don't even care about likes or views or follows. I'm not gonna lie, when I first started, and maybe even the first like 2 or 3, maybe even 4 months, I was like constantly looking if my views were going up, my subscribers. And you kind of want to do that, right? You want to look at your analytics, what works and what doesn't, right? You don't want to keep posting something that's not working, right? You want to change it up. But I'm talking about just in general. Now I just post what I believe is good. And who knows, maybe 10 years down the line, I'll be like, why did I post that? But right now, everything I post is like, you know what? I'm confident that this is good to put out there. I'm confident to stamp my name on this, you know? I'm getting sidetracked. But yeah, so I unfollowed a lot of people, right? And we were following each other, whether that be friends from high school, like people that I used to like go to parties with when I DJ'd or something. So I'm just like, I'm following people, right? And I'm like, yo, I don't owe these people any explanation, right? They probably don't even care that I'm doing all this, right? But I know there's some people, because some people have texted me like, hey, why have you unfollowed me? I'm like, bro, I haven't heard from you in like 7 years. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you getting offended? I'm not that important. You know what I mean? I was really like diving deep and just unfollowing. I'm just trying to clean up my thing. I'm just trying to clean up my social media accounts, right? So it's like more pleasing to the eye, you know? I'm trying to create a better description, biography, try to get my links there so when somebody clicks on something, they'll go to something else like my YouTube or whatever. But just seeing that, I was like, wow, like some people really follow each other just to follow each other, like me included, right? I was definitely doing that and I didn't know it. But some people are friends with each other just to be friends with each other, and that's the only reason, you know what I mean? If we're gonna be friends with each other, I want to build you up, bro. I don't want you to stay the same. I want you to achieve the things that I see in you, right? I want to be like, bro, come on, we gotta do better than last year, right? We can't keep doing the same things. We can't be distracting ourselves by the same things. We got to keep growing. And I feel like once you have this mindset, everyone around you is either gonna drop you or they're gonna be like, bro, I want to get where you're at. And I feel like that's so true, because you hear that all the time, like fake friends just like they drop off the face of the earth when you're trying to grow. And it is so true. And I feel like when that happens, like that's the biggest blessing in your life when that happens, because just as fast as those people drop from your life and they're like, yo, you're too good right now, this is too much pressure, and that is okay for them to say at their point of the life. Don't blame them, right? Just be like, okay, that is fine. We're at different parts of life. That's cool. You know, you go do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing over here. Just as fast as people leave your life, people are gonna enter your life that are like, I see you. Let me be with you. Let me try to grow with you because I want to grow like that too. You know what I mean? I want to be healthy. You know, I'm sick of being heartbroken. I'm sick of always trying to please people. It's not getting me anywhere. I see you're so happy over there. Your smile lights up your room and you're not doing anything toxic or negative. You're just literally true to yourself. Let me cook, guys. Oh my gosh, this may be the best Monday Chill commentary ever, but but this is a topic that I'm truly passionate about. And this is what people most come to me for a lot for advice because they know how I am. I've always been like this since high school and middle school. But yeah, people come to me advice for this stuff because they've always seen me as that not caring what you think kind of attitude, right? And people don't like that, right? And I would always be the type of person in school or in life where someone makes fun of me. Like, there was a lot of reasons to make fun of me as a kid, right? And like, they would make fun of me and I'd be like, yeah, you're right. And they'd kind of stop, right? And everybody would kind of look at me and I'd be like, what are you gonna do to me, right? Like, he's just making fun of me so you can laugh, so that he can have some sort of validation. Like, I'm straight off of that. Y'all could just do your thing. Like, what? Growing up, people are like, yo, this is not really working. Like, people are in their own lives. If you live off the validation of other people, it's just not gonna work. As time goes on, you're gonna realize these people aren't the people I thought they were. But anyways, this is getting a long ways away. But anyways, I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope everybody has a great week. I'm getting in some kind of flow state here, but all my links are in the description. Music channel of TikTok, Instagram, all that good jazz. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for all the support on the videos. But anyways, I'm yapping at this point. Once again, my name is KrysticGames. Hope everybody has a great rest of their day and a great week. And y'all stay safe out there. And I'm out. Peace.